Hello, guys. Long time no see, or kind of long time no see. And I know I said before the release of Dragma or Dogmatika, I would not post a deck profile about the Nekroz Dogmatika build because I wanted to look at the metagame. Well, I said now to myself, why not build it right now with the knowledge I have of what is going to come and what is currently there. And this is going to be Dogmatika Nekroz for post Rise of the Duelist, so we also get some other cards, which are pretty neat. And I'll actually show two deck lists because there are two different ways to go ahead about this. The first one is the one I think I'd be most comfortable playing because it is like the most fun version of the deck, which is the Incantation Nekroz Dogmatika. And what it does is basically just the classic Unicorn Pass, but you try to get like Dragma Punishment and a couple of other sends and get some profits off of the Dogmatikas. And like, if your opponent summons from the extra deck, you got Fleur de Lis, which shall help you a little bit. Doesn't play as well with the Dogmatikas, but it plays better with the Nekroz engine because you have more of the ritual spells, you have better grind game, you're better through hand traps with the Nekroz cards. Also for the extra deck, two Ents, one Dragon Bastard, one Construct, Winda, and Apkalone, because first of all, we were siding the Shadals, and not many, but we're also citing Shadal Rook, or Shizma, how it's called now. And what you can do if you know that you're playing versus a combo deck, you can side in this, and then you try to like drop the Maximus Dragma, because combo decks don't play the extra deck cards that other decks could run just to counter Maximus. And it will help you to get yourself an established board of like a couple of interruptions, like a double pop plus the Shadal. That is pretty decent. And then like Unicorn for before the Shadal comes down. And we are running Ariel because Nekroz has a problem with graveyard floating, and this like solves a lot of graveyard floating issues. Also, Gamma and Droplets, we're playing against the Numeron stuff. I will do a video later on today about my current Nekroz build pre Rise of the Duelist. And I'll be talking a little bit more about the Numeron matchup and stuff. And we are also running Dark Rulers because it's a good card versus combo, evenly matched because Nekroz loves evenly matched. And the rest I've explained. Access code, Celine combo, because those dudes are spellcasters. Almiraj, in case we need to, like, special summon the Ecclesia for whatever reason, or if we need a Maximus Dragma summon. It's pretty neat. This deck will become way better with the release of Diviner of the Herald. Unfortunately, Diviner of the Herald isn't legal yet in the TCG, which is really sad, and it's not announced for release yet. It's such a good card. Anyways, this is actually two deck profiles, so let's go over the second one. This is Combo Dragma Nekroz. Um, this is way more aggressive, but has like less of a grind game. So what you do is you do the classic combo with the level 1 tuners, because I think the level 1 tuners are better than the despots because you got the Adhara special, and Adhara does so much for the deck. And also, you don't run as much extra deck, which is pretty good. So, like, you can run the combo almost twice if you wanted to. I chose to run it only once and run the second Halki just in case I want to go into Celine, which is also the reason why I play exactly one effect failure. I don't like hand traps in Nekroz, as I explained multiple times, because Nekroz is not a good deck for hand traps. Its engine requirements require you to draw multiple cards of the engine, like 2 or 3 to be effective at playing. Or, of course, Geldagra. Geldagra is strong. And yeah, what you just do, I can show it in a video, in a practice mode in a second. Um, you end on a couple of negates and like good follow up. And also, we're not running the Christian in this because like Christia is better sided against combo decks. You first want to know if the deck that you play against is like going to die for Christia, and then you're going to play Christia. Like a lot of decks currently die against Christia, but you want to be sure, and like you have to play the going second cards because otherwise you just auto lose to stuff like Synchron, Eldritch, Adamanticators, you name it. Anyways, let's do some solo mode. Wrong deck. So, let's see what hand we would draw. This is of course standard Nekroz hand, but I wanted to show what you would do. Also, this hand would be kind of insane with prep and stuff. But what your like ultimate end goal is disciples plus righty driver. Righty driver is like the only normal summon I think that is like worth it. I was trying around with Dino Engine, but the problem with most of the engines that are level 1 tuner engines are that if you draw the card you want to special summon, uh, the engine is dead, and that is not cool. So instead, we just use the righty driver. This may not look as impressive as the despot stuff, but this is way more consistent than the despot stuff because you like run double amount the starters, and you don't even need really to open this because you also got Gale Docker instead. Anyways, you do the standard special summon from extra deck, from deck, go into Halki. Halki's going to get you O-Line. And then you go into Link Cross, do those shenanigans, make Metal Marcher. Metal Marcher special righty, and then you special another token. Unfortunately, if you get Nibiru'd here, you have a kind of small problem. Then we go into Herald number 1, Herald number 2. Then we link those on, synchro those off for Savage. Savage Chainlink 1, Herald's Chainlink 2 and 3 because you're sure that your opponent doesn't have Ash after you resolve Halki. And you want to like stop the Ogre on the Savage, for example. And then you get the 2 searches, which are going to be Brio and Klausulos. Which seems really weird, like, because we could instead, of course, try to get the Christia out, but the Christia is like, you have to play 2 extra cards, and both of them are kind of bricky, especially without incantations. Especially without incantations, the Christia engine is kind of inconsistent, and you basically want to like have a consistent combo, and only playing 1 brick or like pseudo brick with the lefty driver um, is like a good idea, is a better idea. So anyways, Brio's going to actually search us Shira, which again seems really weird, but we're going for Klaus, cycle. Then we're directly going to cycle for the Klaus. So we get our second negate. And Klaus is going to get us, the shirt is going to get us back a Brio. Or you could also get yourself a Trish instead, if you already have a second Brio or if you have a Unicorn. And then we go for the Disciples play, which means that we are going to send the Bastard Dragon. And we are going to get ourselves the Ecclesia. And then special it, and then we get to search ourselves Dragma Punishment. We get to set this. So we are at 3 disruptions, and in the end phase, we are at our 4th disruption because we add Fleur de Lis. And this basically allows you to have 4 disruptions on your opponent's turn. 3 if you directly open the Ecclesia. But you could also go a little bit more greedy, of course. And especially you have the follow-up and the grave setup for the Nekroz stuff. So you can get into a good grind game. So, like, if we open another Disciples of the Nadir, or Nadir Servant, we can, like, go ahead, we probably resolved Fleur, and we can activate Disciples, dump ints, pop their stuff on the board, get ourselves another Ecclesia, or we could directly get ourselves Maximus. And then we would have a good amount of disruption. The other version of the deck, the no combo, is going to be mostly about just setting up a Unicorn plus the Dragma engine, if we would draw the Dragma engine, of course, because the only way we can get to the Dragma engine is by hard drawing it, which is really sad. Unfortunately, if this card would not add during the end phase, it would actually be a viable play to double Unicorn with Kaleido just to get this and get the Dragma engine rolling, because you get so much advantage off this. Yeah. Anyways, your goal is like to go ahead and Unicorn plus Dragma engine. But unfortunately, again, the Dragma engine is kind of inconsistent to see. You have like a 60% chance to see the Dragma engine. But like, what your goal is like to open Dragma Punishment plus Unicorn Enablers. Like, best case scenario, you can go for here. Okay, this list does not play Gale Dogra, but if you go for Gale Dogra, you can like Gale Dogra plus Dragma Punishment is a pretty strong board. And you can also go for a couple of other things. You could even play the lefty righty driver thing, but instead of going for the lefty righty driver play, I can show is that you just use it as like a pseudo what's it called, manju, or pseudo like a pseudo diviner of the herald, because what you can do with this is you can make this level 3, and then you can directly synchro this into Herald of the Arclight. And then if you want to, you can go with this into a Gravity Controller. I'll substitute this for Almirage here. And then you get yourselves the Search, and you get yourselves all the setup that you want for the Drachma stuff, which is pretty neat. And it's like, of course, through Nibiru, and like Ash, of course, stops it again, but it's way less vulnerable to hand traps, or like less likely to be hit by hand traps. And it's a possibility to play. Depends on how you want it. You could also do the same thing with the despots, but then again, the despots are kind of inconsistent. You could, of course, run the Machina engine, and it's kind of fine. All in all, I think like Dragma Nekroz is going to be a really cool deck to play. It's not going to be meta. I'm just going to say it right now. This deck is not good enough to be meta because it's too inconsistent. Just because of your requirements. Like to see the good cards here, to have like a powerful hand, you must have to open like Disciples plus Righty Driver, and that is unfortunately I can look it up for you. Um, so we say we have like eight enablers plus a three of. That's like a 21% chance. 1 in 5 games you open like the nut, and you want to open the nut a little bit more often. Actually, let's say 8 times because Ecclesia is also your Dragma punishment, and Dragma punishment is of course Dragma punishment. But still, this is like a 50% chance to open like decent or like really powerful. But you want to open more powerful more often. Going second, let's see, because wanna see, like even going second, seeing Dragma engine plus the synchron stuff is kind of inconsistent, which is kind of sad. Anyways, that should wrap up the video. I'll show you guys the deck lists again, just in case you want those. So this is combo, and this is the grind build. Grind build could, of course, use a couple Gale Dogras, or if you can, if you can, if this is legal, then you put this in. Hopefully, this comes in the Megatons. If this comes in the Megatons, it's going to be insane. It's probably a really good promo for the Megatons. Anyways, I wish you guys fun with Nekroz. Stay tuned for my other video that I'm going to do on my current IRL deck profile for Nekroz combo. And see ya.